sorry I'm a bit late this morning. Okay, a few technical issues. My phone had a flat battery. So, okay. Yeah, Wednesday's workout was hectic. I'm still feeling it. My legs feel like they are lead or metal. Struggling to move around. The quads are going, hello mate. You shouldn't have done that to yourself. Okay, so let's just limber up. A little bit cooler this morning, lots of wind. Good morning. Hey, tight legs. Okay. Who's with us this morning? So far it looks like Barbara and a few other people. It's Friday, so let's get started. A little bit of kata as always to start. Sanchin. 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 Good morning. I can see I'm still trying to limber up. I'm still trying to get some blood flowing through my arms and stretch out a little bit. The last few days have been a little bit of hectic training. Monday and Tuesday I taught all the classes, which lots of stretching, lots of roundhouse kicks. I can feel my whole body. And then Wednesday we had little goblin squats. Oh, they're so good for you, but man, they are goblins. Made me feel very, 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 very fragile this morning. Today is a little bit better than yesterday. Yesterday I struggled to walk, I must admit. One more Sanchin. Sanchin. Okay, so maybe that was a little bit longer than the usual kind of Sanchin. The concept of Sanchin and Sanchin kata is, it is the foundation of Goju karate on which everything is built. and you don't have to stick 100% to the pattern 100% of the time. For training purposes, you can break the pattern and train one section and then another section and another section. You can make the pattern larger, do multiples, etc. And it changes how you feel when you're doing the kata. It's the same as doing Geksei Etch with 3 times of technique. So you would do 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. It allows you to build endurance, and it's a good way to do that. And every now and then you'll find the sensei does that. It's the same as when the sensei changes the timing of the kata in the dojo and says, all right, I'd like you to try and do the kata twice as fast. Everything just as good, but twice as fast, then 3 times as fast. And it helps you speed up. Or, on the opposite side of the spectrum, slow the kata down to half its speed. Slow it down to a quarter of the speed. So these are concepts in training rather than sticking just to doing the kata and just working slowly towards perfecting the kata by not deviating too much, just trying to shave off the edges. Sometimes it's about developing a better understanding of yourself, your ability, and challenging yourself. So yeah, slightly longer form of Sanchin. Let me get some toys. I'm feeling a little bit warmer, and then we will train. This morning's first training device, little broomstick handle that was cut off, hole put in it, some paracord is what you'd probably call it in most parts of the world, and a weight of sorts. In my case, I'm using a 2 kilogram hammerhead, and all we do, let's work on up, down. This is one of those things that every karate person, every martial artist should have this kind of gizmo. Super important for grip strength and conditioning. Roll it up and roll it down, and then just keep those motions going. Physically let it down. Don't just let the broomstick slide in your hand. Okay, round 1. So training 2 things, forearms, overall forearms, and shoulders, same time. Okay, so if you want to try and keep those arms That's 2 times. So, I remember my sensei training with dumbbells or barbell, and he always used to do a lot of forearm training as well. Just to see him rolling the weight in his hands. So, good morning. What am I? Human. Right, a little bit more forearms, let's go. Round 3. Wait. Alright, so we've done 3 of those. I'm gonna go find another toy. Okay, so these aren't particularly heavy, 2.5 kilograms, but it's their shape that is the interesting thing for me. And the idea being that you're gonna put your hand through and grab onto the weight. So again, just having something. I think if you're a dumpster diving, looking for bits of stuff to use for training that A is going to be cheap and that you can do a variety of things with, what happens over the course of time, you end up with a dojo or a studio like mine, packed with lots of different things. This is one of those things that when we found these particular weights, I went crazy. I tried to find as many as I could. I didn't find many of the small ones. I found a lot of the bigger ones. We use them quite a lot for different kinds of training exercises. But this small movement, tying in with what I just did with my forearms. Okay, so hands, and normally you'd have like a nigirigame, and so you can use your crimping kind of grip or your open hand kind of grip and moving it up and down. Okay, so that's the one thing. We can always use it like a kettlebell, and we can now punch with the blade of the weight out. And again, all of these things require tightening of the forearm and the shoulder muscles and alignment. Okay, so all right. Nice, easy way to grab on something. They are very light though. Okay, so it's not like I'm training with huge weights. I'm sure there's some guys out there who are much stronger, train with much bigger weights, and are probably seasoned professional fighters. And so you have to do what you do, and I have to do what I do. Alright, this is within the scope and the range of my abilities to work. Trying to keep my elbow in. What tends to happen is that the elbow tends to come out, and we want the most simple, turn the hand around, repositioning it. So, 1. This covers the width of my body. This comes up halfway, and 1. So, in the idea of the typical kind of kata that gets practiced by Goju, oh, there you saw my elbow come out. Trying to fix a mistake or a difference of opinion, if you want to call it that, from my trip to Okinawa. Okay, and it is forearm taxing. So we're trying to work those forearms a little bit. The idea being that the forearms govern the hands, which they do. Anatomically, all the muscles that are here generally affect your ability to use your fingers. It's like if you want to freak out kids, you take one of their and you get them to relax their hand, and then you squeeze and their fingers start moving and they want to know why. So this morning's training is more like, what would I do if I was fixing my own kata? What would I do if I'm trying to improve my own karate a little bit? And where am I working? So, where am I working? Let's see. 1. Can't go anymore, I'm going to end up through the camera. And turn. So let me change direction for you. I'm working here. The kata seisan, the kata superumpe. And then we're going to have this kind of weird movement. Most people I remember I first did that. Let's imagine we're doing it this way. So, what is the obsession with seisan for some people? Seisan is the ultimate crossover kata for a lot of schools of karate in Okinawa. Everybody has a version and everybody does it a certain way. Some of them look radically different from others. If you happen to be a Shotokan practitioner, it's not called seisan. The closest thing you have is hangetsu. So it's really, you know, some other kind of linkage that I'm looking at. So I'm working on my forearms because there's a lot of this. And the elbow mustn't come out. So when I bring my hand up, it's like my hand just simply turns. So I bring my hand up and turn. I'm trying to develop the muscle strength for that movement to be effective without a partner. If I had a partner, we'd be doing something else. We'd be training against one another using resistance. And that's like one of the reasons you go to the dojo, is to train with a partner. Oh, good morning. Happy birthday, Nikar. Wherever you are in the world, I hope you have an awesome day. It's like being a DJ, man. You're getting birthday requests. Okay, so back to playing with little weights. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, I'm gonna go put these away and find something else to play with. Good morning, Terry, how's it going? Alright, so I think these were Pepsi or Coca-Cola bottles cut off, filled with generic cement. They're not outrageously heavy. The thing that you want to be able to do is try and grab on using the side of the thumb and then the hands gripping and pinching. Okay, so this is kind of nigorigame and trying to just get some grip strength going. You can see the same kind of action. I'm struggling, I don't have fingerprints at this point in time in the year. They abrade off with cleaning chimneys. This year I've been pretty diligent wearing gloves, but a couple of years ago it got so bad, besides for having no fingerprints, there were little like cuts in my fingers. I couldn't hold anything. It was hilarious. I thought about replacing all my cutlery, my crockery with like tin cups, like camping stuff, because I broke 3 or 4 glasses. I couldn't, even though I was squeezing, I couldn't get that feedback. It's amazing what happens when you lose your fingertips. So. This kind of movement makes tension. Again, it's that grip strength and working on that grip strength, grip strength, grip strength. Grabbing on. Okay, one of the other best things, I don't have the right gi in the dojo, is the pull-up bar, and you take a jiu-jitsu or judo jacket and hang it onto your pull-up bar and then grab onto that and then pull yourself up. You can use a belt, but I find the belt is very scrawny. Get your hands around it, like really, you have to close your hands really tight. But grabbing on that jacket is super important. Also important for when you want to grapple. If you're grappling gi on, it gives you that little bit of grip strength. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, I'm starting to lose my grip, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 20. Okay, let me go put these away. Oi. Oh, wrists. Like I said, spent a lot of time dumpster diving and going through the scrap metal yards. One of my old sensei Bram Pierce, had a whole lot of shot puts in his dojo. And when he passed away, I was able to buy a couple of them. There were a couple that I weren't able. He had a student or two who wanted to take for their own training. And so I got one or two of the really big ones. But I was lucky enough to find in my own metal scrapyard, metal exchange, somebody had obviously gone there and dumped them. I put a coat of paint on them, cleaned them up, and I've got a whole lot of these shot puts. I think I've got about 5. And Sensei Bram used to call it tea time training. He used to make himself a cup of tea, put it on his little side table, sit on his chair, and he would just practice grabbing the shot put. Now I'm using the smallest one because I honestly do struggle with these exercises. The bigger the ball to grab onto, the harder it is on the fingertips and on the hand. And normally you try and do this because when you drop it from this height, obviously it's going to damage the floor. It's a couple of pounds or a couple of kilograms. But I've got the camera set up high, so cheated that one, 23, 24, 25. Okay, so just trying to grab onto something. Koge training. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bend your wrist more. 8, 9, 10. 1. So when you do 10 shot, 1. That tightness in your fingers. Fingers aren't just, there's a tightness to create the tension in the wrist. 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can use a dumbbell. Alright, enough playing with the little marbles. So this morning is a bit of a faffing session in the dojo. What happens when you've got nothing else to do and you've got like the whole day to kill and you're faffing in the dojo, faffing around the house. Taekwondo class. No, I'm not a Taekwondo exponent. I couldn't do the Taekwondo type of kicking to save my life. Goju practitioner, a little bit different, like lots. Yeah, the idea, thank you very much, that it is cool training. It is, sometimes it's that idea of training all the time, that you're always training because you could do something and walk away from it and come back to it. Like the late Sensei Brahm used to say, it's tea time training. He would go and when he had his cup of tea in the morning, he would play with the marbles. I remember how his fingertips looked. They were hard and calloused for an old man who was in his like late 60s, early 70s. They were hard and calloused. What was more epic was like, if you were doing something with him and he said, all right, come here, and he grabbed onto you. When he kind of grabbed onto your gi, he also kind of grabbed onto your arm and your bicep and everything else. Really easy for him, I think. He was a giant of a man. Like, I am a small guy. He was huge. He was about 6'5", 6'6", and big and strong, big hands. And he would just grab onto you and he would be like, okay, whatever you want to do, I give up. But he had an unbelievable sense of power. And I think that is a combination of his size, shape, his somatotype per se, plus then a lifelong journey in Goju karate with lots and lots of training, a lot of time spent training in the IOGKF, in the Higuana style system, and he was a powerful man. So unfortunately I have a lot of his toys lying in my dojo, and every now and then it's nice to pick them up and to train with them. So today I'm faffing in the dojo. I'm not really training, I'm fooling around with all the bits of equipment, not hardcore, just simple. Let's finish off. I've got to go and get the kids ready for school. 10 short. Alright, got 2 kids going to school now, not 1, so it's twice as much work. Wherever you are in the world, have an awesome weekend. Hope you enjoyed me faffing around in the dojo, not really training hectically, having a bit of an easy day. I'm still in the dojo for a little bit to train a little bit. If you can train lots of little bits, the lots of little bits adds up to a lot in the long run. It's one of those lovely things that Sensei Brahm also taught me, in that it's 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, very soon you've done an hour. And if it's 10 minutes, and you do it 10 times, well, that's nearly 2 hours of karate extra in the day. So, have an awesome weekend wherever you are. Our channel hit 40,000 subscribers. Probably do a little bit of a live stream to talk about it a little bit later on today, maybe, when I get back from working. Zoe has asked me to make sure that we do something just to, like, wow. I thought we would hit, maybe, if we were lucky, like my Facebook page when I had it, maybe 2,000. And we might have like 150 views here, 150 views there. So, wherever you are in the world, have an awesome one. Arigato gozaimasu. Sayonara. Thanks for joining me. And we'll see you guys for training on Monday.